Hey, you. Finally awake.
You started this war, turned Skyrim into chaos, and now the Empire is going to put you down.
Ask 100 different people and you'll get 100 different answers. This is my favourite place in Skyrim.
Shall I deal with them?
Allow me.
My favourite place in Skyrim. Riverwood, Iverstead, the dense pine forests of Falkreath. That ice cave where a high elf quietly builds himself a small army of undead sex slaves.
My goodness, by the divines, this person's dead! Body's still warm.
There's a magic to the places in Skyrim. Not just the big ones, not just the cities or the grand castles, but the spaces in between them. As I said in the introduction, you could ask 100 different people what their favourite place in Skyrim is, and you'd probably get 100 different answers, because everyone carries their own version of this world, their own memories, their own stories. Skyrim's map is vast, but despite popular opinion, what makes it special isn't its size, it's the small details woven into the tapestry of this timeless open-world classic. It's a world where a random clearing, an unmarked monument, or a long-forgotten ruin, and the stories you find there can mean more to you than any civil war or faction quest ever could. And for me, my favourite place in Skyrim isn't Whiterun or Riverwood. It's a small, unmarked pond just south of Dragonbridge. A place most players pass by without a second thought, probably, but this is Clearpine Pond. Skyrim doesn't tell you what deserves your attention. Instead, the game trusts you to wander, to notice things on your own, to stop and take a second look when something feels worthwhile to you. That's why people still talk about this game more than a decade later. Not because of its combat systems or its quest design, but because of the moments and memories it lets you create. You don't remember Skyrim through season passes and world events. You remember it in ocean sunrises and mountain vistas, in the way the light cuts through the pine trees, carried along by Jeremy Soul's fantastic soundtrack. And for a lot of us, especially players who've grown alongside this game year after year after year, I like to think those quiet moments matter more to us now than they ever did before. We all have places we expect to love, Riverwood, where everything begins. Whiterun, familiar, safe, a virtual home away from home. Bleak Falls Barrow, the first taste of a real Nordic dungeon. These places feel important because they're tied to milestones. The start of the journey, the first dragon. The first time Skyrim really opens up. But the moments that stay with you, the locations you remember years later, they're the reason you keep coming back. Clearpine Pond isn't marked on your map. There's no quest arrow guiding you there, no grand reveal. It sits quietly just south of Dragonbridge, nestled where the pine forests of Harfingar meet the snowy mountain peaks to the northwest and the rugged grasslands of the Reach beyond. Solitude's imposing silhouette stands vigil at the mouth of the northern Sea of Ghosts off in the distance, the capital of Skyrim looming, but far enough away both in presentation and in character to feel like another world entirely. At the centre of the pond is a small island, and on that island, the corpse of a high elf alchemist. If you approach, you're ambushed by a spriggan a guardian of the forest rising up to defend something sacred. And just like that, this peaceful pond becomes a violent arena. But after the dust settles, the observant will uncover quiet tragedy. Loot the alchemist's forgotten corpse and you'll notice a book, a skill book. An item most players will skim if they ever read it at all. The book begins, "I am 611 years old. I have never had children of my own." The author speaks of the Direni clan, an ancient, powerful and often notorious clan of high elves, and a wizard named Asliel, a black sheep, an innovator, an alchemist whose greatest achievements were never fully recognised because of who he is and where he comes from. One story in the book stands out to me. Asliel tries to cure his niece, a young girl wasting away from a mysterious illness. Despite all of his efforts, she grows weaker every day. Finally, he gives her a bitter potion, but the next morning, ashes are found all around her bed. And she's fine, but a vampire had been feeding on her. And Asliel's potion had turned her very blood into poison, killing the creature without harming her at all. And just west of Clearpine Pond is Pine Moon Cave, a vampire den. Skyrim never connects these dots for you. It never tells you this story outright, but if you stop, if you read, if you look around, the world around you does the storytelling. Next to the alchemist is a small, rare basket, an alchemy-themed container. It's nothing special mechanically or otherwise, just a miscellaneous object, just another one. But if you're the kind of player who gets into the head of their character, you can take it home, you can place it carefully. Not because it's useful, but because it means something to you, to your character, to the world around you. Skyrim is full of these tiny, optional moments, and that's the magic. Dragonbridge is probably also my favourite village in the entire game. The massive ancient bridge, older than the Empire itself, built to withstand dragons long before Tamriel forgot they existed. It's functional, it's grounded, and its surroundings are some of the most beautiful scenes in all of Skyrim. Pines, snow-capped mountains, flowing water cascading out towards an open ocean sky. A place that resonates, a place that feels like you could almost reach out and touch it. I live in a relatively rural part of northern England, and right now we're in the middle of a cold snap. There's frosty mornings, occasional snow on the hilltops, and every now and then, driving to work on those cold winter mornings, I'll look out across a quiet field or a frozen tree line and Skyrim comes to mind. Not as a game, but as a place I've spent time in, a place I have a connection with. Clearpine Pond isn't my favourite place in Skyrim because of what happens there. It's my favourite place in Skyrim because of what it showed me. I saw a world that doesn't demand your attention, but rewards it. And the truth is, my favourite place in Skyrim isn't really Clearpine Pond at all. My favourite place in Skyrim is Skyrim itself. The land between the destinations, the unmarked spaces, the moments where the game trusts you to notice, to stop and to take a breath. And I think that's why all these years later, we're still here, still wandering, still remembering, and still wandering across the details worth remembering.